Damn! Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, hi, this is Mike Durr, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm having trouble with my computer. It just seems like it takes forever for the darn thing to boot up. It gets sluggish, and I just don't have the patience for it, to be honest with you. So I did some due diligence, and I looked in the yellow pages for somebody local that I could rely on, and guess what? I found the perfect guy. So I'm going to introduce you to Bryce.
Hi there, my name is Bryce Howe. I'm with PC Recovery. For about the last 25 years, I've worked on computers, designed computers, and created computers and systems for people all over the United States. And one of the things that really aggravates me is these little hidden things that everyone should know about that no one ever talks about. Today I want to talk to you about one of those. It's called MS-config. It's a very straightforward, simple application which will help you to speed up the boot cycle in any computer. Let me show you how this works. So typically what you would do, regardless of which Microsoft operating system you're using, whether it be Microsoft XP or Microsoft Vista or Microsoft 7, you would need to go to the Start, whatever that particular device happens to be. Click on the Start. Find Run. Now this is located in a couple different places, but in XP it's very plainly right here at the beginning of the screen. In Run you would want to type MS-config and select Enter for OK. In a few seconds another set of blocks will come up on the screen, and they will contain the startup information for this particular booting operating system. There we go. Alright, as you look at this, you're going to see several different tabs at the top, starting with General, System INI, Win INI, Boot INI, Services, Startup, and Tools. We're going to be paying attention primarily to Startup. The Startup window, as you see, has a number of different items with check boxes on the left-hand side. The items that are checked are items that Windows has decided needs to be started up every time you turn Windows on. You'll notice that not all these boxes are necessarily checked. Even Windows is smart enough not to turn on everything. But going up here to the top to the items that are turned on, there are a number of items that never need to be turned on. I'll stop right here. In reality, nothing in this box needs to be on. It could all be turned off, and every single application would work just fine as you called it up to start working with it. It might take it a second or two longer to come up. That's because it's not in the startup tray, so it's not already hot and ready for you. But among these things you don't need to have on are anything by Google or Yahoo. Let's see if we can highlight these as we go along. Yahoo does not need to be on, ever, so we can turn Yahoo off. So if you go down and you highlight Yahoo Messenger, and inside that checkbox, uncheck that box, then Yahoo Messenger will no longer need to come up. Among the others that don't need to come up are Yahoo Updater, Yahoo Toolbar. Anything else you see from a search box like that does not need to come up. Applications like WinZip do not need to be running hot. They will operate whether or not they're in startup or not. Your Belkin USB wireless device might or might not need to be in the common startup, as does the Synod remote device, depending on exactly what your remote devices are. You need to refer to your handbook on those. They will tell you whether they absolutely need to be up hot in order to work properly or not.
But the big difference is that they tend to check things that don't need to, so there's a lot of room that you can clean up there.
Exactly. Especially when you see something like this entry right here, where there's absolutely nothing in the entry. It doesn't tell us who did it, doesn't tell us what the executing program is, it just tells us where in the registry this particular item is loaded. If you see anything like that, turn it off immediately. You definitely don't need that. So when you go through all of this, you've corrected all these problems. Go down to the bottom, select Apply. Now it's applied all those changes, so the next time you reboot your computer, those changes will be in effect. Now there's one other area right here you may want to do some investigation into, because there may be some corresponding pieces over here. Under the Services tab, you'll see all the services that are automatically started at the beginning of the computer coming up. You want to always go down to this location at the bottom, where you'll see Hide All Microsoft Services, simply because you would have to know too much about the integral workings of Microsoft to know which ones you could and couldn't turn off. But everything else listed up here may or may not need to be on. The rest of this you can pretty well leave alone. Select Apply. It'll take it a second or two to grab all those applications, say okay, and then select close. Now when you select close, it's going to restart your computer. Please feel free to go ahead and let it restart. This will assign all the changes you have made, and you should notice almost instantaneously that things are working much faster than they were when you started. That very simply is a really quick and easy way for you to clean up a large part of the slowdown in your computer. If you find that anything in there causes you a problem, so that something you were expecting to run faster doesn't run the way you want it to, just simply go back into MSConfig, recheck that checkbox. The checkboxes will remain there whether they're on or off. Turn it back on, restart your computer, everything will be working as normal. It's always safe to turn those off and turn them back on. You will not affect any application.
Bryce, big question for you.
Yes, sir.
Not everybody's going to be up to, they may not want to do this kind of stuff themselves. They may need some help. How do they get in touch with you?
Really easily. You can reach me on my cell phone at any time. I'm at 832-257-6763, 832-257-6763. Always leave a message. If I'm with a client, I'll go check my messages immediately and get back with you as quickly as I possibly can. Also, if it's something you just have a question on and you don't need help immediately with, you can get hold of me via email. You can reach me at bryce_howe@gmail.com. bryce_howe@gmail.com.
Super. Thanks, Bryce.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.